Guys, welcome to round 2 with the red-green energy deck. Round 1 didn't go so well for us but against the mirror, so we'll try and do a bit better this round. We'll obviously go first. I don't think I can keep that. If that were a green mana, then this probably wouldn't be too big an issue, but I do need that green mana to start off with the Attuned for Aether. I think I can deal with that. That Longtusk card is fine, and the Blossoming Defense will keep it alive for a bit longer. I don't really need that land at the moment, but let's go. Let's see what we're up against today. So that could mean a couple of things. It could mean the blue-red spells deck, which using Dynavolt Tower, or perhaps it is Grixis Control, the one that Shota Yasuoka used for the Pro Tour, or one with the Pro Tour. So perhaps a Harness Lightning. Yep, it's fine. Keep this one alive with the Blossoming Defense if I need to. So it does just seem to be blue-red so far. I think I'll just attack. Got some removal, that's fine. So we can just go straight to that. I think just more forest is fine. Pretty sure I already played my land, so we'll just pass priority. See if he's got a removal spell for it. That's okay, anticipate's fine. At the moment this could still be either deck. The moment he plays a swamp or a data, or I'm not entirely sure what the other card. So there we go. So we got the swamp. So it looks like we're up against the Grixis Control. So this is the one that won the Pro Tour. Hopefully this guy doesn't know exactly what he's doing. So because we're just going to be swinging for another 2 here, I think. I don't think there's anything too scary on turn 4. As far as I'm aware, it's just various amounts of removal and then you got the Gear Hulks and such, which I believe are a 6 cost. So okay, Thing in the Ice, that's fine. If I want to, I can kill that. There's a pretty good chance that he's just got a negate right now, so that will be a bit of a problem. I'm going to attack into it anyway. So I think I'll initially try to give it double strike if he blocks. No? Okay, that's fine. I definitely do need to hold up that Blossoming Defense until he targets it. If he has 2 spells, then that's fine. It's 2 spells. But, so, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and protect that. Just given that I have no other creatures at the moment, I do need to keep that one alive. I have, however, left myself open for a removal spell right now. From what I know, he doesn't know that just yet, but the moment he tries to target it, it will do something. So, okay. Okay, so I assume that he's got a negate or something right now, but I'm going to try and just take that down anyway. That Thing in the Ice could be a problem. And it does look like he has a counterspell. Yep, that's fine. Looks like he's Painful Truthing. Yep. So it's very possible that he's going to be flipping Thing in the Ice this turn. Just drawn 3 more cards, so he's very simple for him to do. Good news is that he can't kill that as well. Okay, good. Did not expect that to happen. Let's see if I draw anything of use. I suspect more counterspells would be the situation here, and then if he does, it's a wasted spell, but and he also gets to flip his Thing in the Ice. Okay, so I suspect here that he's probably going to do something mid-combat. I certainly don't think he's going to be blocking. Okay, interesting. So it's possible that he's just drawn nothing, but I would suspect that that isn't the situation. Yeah, here we go. So now he's going to be, I'm not entirely sure why he didn't do that before combat. I mean, I suppose he could be. Well, there's no differences as far as I'm aware. I suppose it's just so I can't replay it. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure. It does certainly have an advantage there that I don't have any more, that I don't have any haste creatures in the main board. Again, something he may not know, but there's still a pretty good chance he does. So having essentially a full hand and what appears to be 8 mana, I would pretty much say that he's got this game under wraps right now. He doesn't have to play anything. He does, but I'd imagine then he's got either a Void Shatter or some other kind of counterspell. I'm going to play the Servant first. See if that gets countered. So it doesn't. He may have seen that exactly as it is, which is a little bit of bait. And just counter that. And there it is, Void Shatter. Yep. Okay, so I'm not really liking my chances here. He's got Jace there just to return that to my hand. Doesn't do it this turn. If he does attack, there is the possibility that I can draw a pump spell and just win. I'm not betting on that too much though. I'd imagine that he's holding a number of counter spells right now. However, if I don't go for that, then I just lose. So, hell, there's the possibility that Wandering Fumarole could even just step in the way. Or an Essence Extraction. That also does it. So it's very easy to see how this deck could have won a Pro Tour. And that is game. Play it through. Let him do his thing. So I think we have to take a more aggressive approach. There's no point trying to out-control the control deck. So I'm going to be putting in the Lafnu Hellions, definitely. I think I can probably take out some of these attunes and perhaps a larger than life and Uncaged Fury. I think just having that denser creature base, it's going to be much more useful to me. I don't think it'll hurt to have some removal for those things in the ices, but we do need to have something hit the ground early on. We've got to be dealing as much damage as we can in those first 4 or 5 turns before they really get the mana to do much. So we'll go first again here. Hopefully I haven't just screwed myself over with the by taking out some of the aethers. I think this is fine. I probably want to play the Longtusk Cub on turn 3. That way I can protect it with the Blossoming defense. But besides that, I think this is fine. Not really much point in playing that later, so we've drawn a... Okay, so it might be worth just throwing this dude here out. He can soak up a removal spell. Nope. If he happens to eat a Harness Lightning, then he eats a Harness Lightning, which he doesn't. What has he got? So he's got Thing in the Ice from the get-go. So if I draw a Harness Lightning, then I'm happy. Cool. Maybe I'm not happy because I can't cast it. That's okay. If I attack, I can gain a couple there. So I can either kill that with the attack. I think I probably want to be using the Built to Smash here. Or do I? I think I do, just because I think I value the hexproof more than I do the damage right now. So we'll do that. Get that out of the way. So I've already played in the land, so I think I can just... It's very possible that he just has another one. And if he does for that, then I can... I don't think there's a whole heap of 2-mana removal spells that don't have red at the moment. Yeah, none that I can bring to the front of my mind right now. But I think the Aether Hub and the Electrostatic Pummeler will be a solid play. And we've got a backup one, so that makes that just a little bit better. That's fine. So I've got to hold up a green. So I think I'll hold up the Cinderglade there just so I can keep the Blossoming defense in check. It's quite likely he's just going to be casting Anticipate end of turn here, so that is an acceptable thing for me. And I will be happy to deal damage with this, with the Longtusk Cub. So let's swing in. So Radiant Flames is a very real risk, unfortunately. Next turn, obviously. So... anything he doesn't, that's good. So Radiant Flames is a problem. Doesn't look like he's got it at this point. He may just end up... No, okay, so... I will admit I am intrigued as to exactly what he's doing. I assume he's going to be casting some sort of instant spell, instant speed removal then. Let's just see if I can win. So I can Harness Lightning for 0, giving me an extra 3, and I can make him a 3/3, which means I can double him to 6, 12, 18. So I can just win this turn. We are definitely going to have to see if that happens, but we can go all instant speed, so it's pretty much just hope that he doesn't have So the problem here is if I start doing that, I need to start with the blossoming defense, which leaves either of my creatures open to the disintegration, the 3-mana kill spell that deals 3 damage if he controls an artifact. So I don't think I can actually do that. We'll see if he's got anything first. If he does try to target it, then I can just go off. Otherwise I can just make this a 4, which just is not worth it. I think that I can just perhaps play down the Voltaic Brawler, and I can hold up these 2 here for various things. So I think I'm happy with just the 3 damage right now. I don't think he played a 4th land, so that is definitely something to keep in mind. So I can just play down the Voltaic Brawler, and I can hold up those 2 Blossoming Defense and the Harness Lightning. Okay, so the Void Shatter is fine. That's more than likely what the Blossoming Defense would have been met with. So that is absolutely fine by me. So I think the best thing he could try to do here, if he can't actually remove something, it's to make me use my energy. Okay, so Harness Lightning there is a very good choice. So I think the Blossoming Defense here would be my best choice, because I would have to double him twice to avoid that. That's probably not too bad, actually. So if I Harness Lightning, I suppose if I wait till end of turn to Harness Lightning something for 0, I can then pump him up twice, just the once next time. If I play the Voltaic Pummeler, that's twice. Meaning I can do a bit of damage. I think that I just go ahead and use this, because I think that overall that is more useful for me to have the actual hexproof for a hard removal spell. So the assumption here is not going to be dealing any damage. Yep. That's fine. So it's still very possible that he has a negate. And I think I'm going to now Harness Lightning this thing here for 0. If he happens to have a removal spell, which I don't think he can in the colours that he's left up, I'm going to make that 0. Cool. Okay, so Electric Static Pummeler I think is a very good choice here. I'm still assuming that he has a negate. I think that would probably be the safest bet. So I'm going to just cast that now. Go for the win early. If he doesn't have a negate, he doesn't have a negate. And I'm assuming that's exactly what he's got. That's fine. Yep. So I can still attack in for quite a bit here, or for some anyway. I think it would only be worth doing it for just maybe pumping him once. So I can make him a 4, I can make him a 3, so I can do this for 7 if I really want to. I think 4 is just fine. I'll just put a counter on that. And last turn. So now he's got free reign to really kill me. Or to really kill everything that I've got anyway. Well, let's see if he's got anything. So I would probably have to say that he's holding up a removal spell for whichever of these pummelers that I pump. And if he void shatters that, I think I'm okay with that. So to the slaughter, that's not too big a deal. I think I can deal with that quite comfortably. I'll just get rid of one of the pummelers. I'm actually quite happy that he cast that early. Probably would have been better if I'd been able to attack with those ones there, but it leaves me, it gives me the knowledge that all he has is a galvanic bombardment, and I can pump 3 times. So I think I'm okay with this. So I can just get rid of one of the pummelers. Okay, so let's attack. So pumping 3 times, 2, 4, 8, 11. So I think I actually just win here. So pump, pump, and pump. So at the moment, I've just won, if my math is not completely off here. Okay, good. Okay, so it seems that the more creatures worked out quite well. I think he did get a little bit mana screwed. Let's see. I don't think there's too much that I would like to take in or out. I think still having the 2 Uncaged Furies is still pretty good. I think I'm fine with keeping it as it is. That seems quite fine to me. I can play the Servant out. Hopefully that survives, and then if I draw a land, I can play the Hydra. If not, then I can play the Longtusk Cubs. So I think I'm okay with this hand. It's got a few threats. It's got a few pump spells. I think this is quite good. Yep. Well, maybe not good, but it's acceptable. So having that thing in the ice straight away is a bit of annoying. Although if he doesn't have the removal spell for it, for the Servant here, I can start just attacking into it. It's very possible that he's just going to... So I think I'm going to cast the Voltaic Brawler. If he wants to counter that, that's annoying, but fine. It's okay then. So I've got this way I've left up the Blossoming Defense for any of the removal that he's got, and I'm expecting there to be some. Except that, I had forgotten about that. So I don't think they run too many of these in that deck. I do have a bit of a choice to make here though. I do need the attackers, but I do need the mana as well. I think I'm going to have to sacrifice the Servant just because it's not going to be dealing any damage anytime soon. That was quite possibly a mistake, but that will be for me to make later. Okay, anticipate is fine. So I'm assuming he doesn't have a land, he's trying to anticipate 2-1 right now. One red mana can deal a lot of damage right now. So I can do 7, I can do 11 damage to him next turn if I get 1 mana. 1 red mana in particular. I don't know if I will do that, but I can. Well, it is red mana, so it is something, but I think it's just going to have to be an attack. So it does seem that he missed his 4th land drop, so him having mana problems is going to be very useful for me. So I think I just need to hold up the Blossoming Defense this turn, and then next turn I can perhaps do a large chunk of damage to him. Okay, so there's his 4th mana. And there's mine. Not overly useful to me being coming in tapped, but that's fine. So I think I'm fine to attack here. Let's see if he blocks. So he doesn't block. I think the built to smash here is quite reasonable. Or perhaps I could just play the Long-Tusked Cub after combat. I think I need to try and sneak more damage in while he doesn't have as many lands. If he wants to counter that, that's not too big a deal. There's a pretty good chance that he can... Okay, so that's good. Let's hope he doesn't have that 5th land, shall we? So I'm assuming that these scries are going to be not good for me. If that Voltaic Brawler is still on the field at the end of this turn, I'll be very surprised. At the beginning of my next turn, I'll be very surprised. I imagine that we're going to be getting hit with quite a bit of damage. Good news is that Harness Lightning doesn't actually do anything for him. In fact, I think it just counters it, because there will no longer be a target. So that's fine. He doesn't get the energy or anything. It does have the Awaken Horror, obviously, which is a bit of a problem, but I think I can throw down... If I throw down that Bristling Hydra, I don't think there are any 2-mana counter spells that counter non-colourless stuff. And that Hydra can defend itself for at least a little while. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully that stays on the field. Yeah, do it. Good. You can perhaps kill it in response to that though. Good. So if he attacks with the Awaken Horror, then I can maybe just win next turn. Can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Okay, so let's go for Larger Than Life. Do I have any more? Okay, so if worst comes to worst, hopefully he can only counter one of these spells. Okay, so the negate's fine. Can he counter the Blossoming Defense? Can he counter this second Blossoming Defense? Hopefully he doesn't have a To the Slaughter right now. Okay, so he can counter that, so that is a problem. So I can only deal 7 damage to him. So I do need to hold back a blocker here. So if he has any sort of removal right now, this is definitely a problem. If he has 2 removal spells, more like. But next turn I should be able to drop at least 2 of these other creatures at him. So I can't attack, unfortunately. I probably should have played the Hexproof spells first now that I'm thinking about it, but that's okay. So I do have to block. So ideally I draw another land right now. or a third voltaic brawler. So suppose throw down one of them. If he counters it, he counters it. It's okay if not. So I can use one of these as a blocker and attack the other one if he doesn't destroy it. Okay, so any removal spell right now does just do me over, unfortunately. So that is going to be another bit of a problem. I'm assuming that he's got a bit of removal here. And that's exactly what he does have. Okay, it appears that is game. Fortunately, I can't pump that up any higher than I already have done, or any higher than it is. And that removes it from combat. So, yeah, looks like that's it. Yet another dismal game for me. I do so well at Magic. So I think that the biggest mistake I did there was when I was trying to pump up that Hydra. I should have used the 2 hexproof spells first. Because if he tries to kill it on the first one, then I just cast the second one. If he counters both of them, then I've still got the +4/+4. So I definitely should have done that differently. He may still have countered it the exact same way though, I suppose, but it would have at least given me more of a chance. But anyway, so that's round 2. 0-2 at the moment. Hopefully round 3 will go a bit better for me, which I will be doing that probably on Monday, so there will be a couple of days difference here. So if you notice the difference in clothing, then that's the reason why. Thanks for watching. I'll see you.